We are swimmers. Hello, hello, hello. Let me, because I think my mic has been like super loud. So let me adjust that. Let me know if I'm too quiet or too loud. Okay. Y'all never be afraid to tell me because I listened to myself the other day and I was loud as fuck. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hey, Mal. I'm so glad to see you. Hey, Nature Rocks. Well, he's already there. You could take out another one. I haven't heard this song in for. Oh, Okie school clothes shopping. Kayla said, when I saw him come out in those suits, I about lost my mind. The thirst was real. Let me tell you, I've come to my senses now. I think. Oh, hey, Kate the Great, Catherine. Hello. Hey, Truth Seeker. Hey, Granny Bassmaster. Hello. Listen. Hey, Tia Dash. Hello. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Bunny Murphy. Hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. So, y'all know I had that live. Let me show y'all. Hold on. Let me go to it. Oh, I hope y'all are having a good Saturday so far. I am. Y'all know what I did? I came home from work yesterday, being on that damn 108-degree bus. Listen, I come home from work yesterday, or actually, I went and did a grocery pickup, picked up my youngin, then came home, and then I took like a 30-minute nappy nap. Then I got up and cooked dinner and did all my weekend cleaning last night so that I could just do nothing Saturday and Sunday. Ooh, Lord. Let me show y'all. Okay, so oh shit, Tia Dash, thank you so much for the super sticker, love. I love when I get super stickers because they sit up here forever. Like it takes them forever to go away. Thank you so much for that, Tia. Um, let me see. Let me show y'all. So if you go to my channel, I know most of you already know this, but just for any replayers that want to go back and find the other video, I cannot say the word, but I think it was Jen Lu came in and told us what it means to have an attraction to shitty people. Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna put it as the banner. Look. Okay, it's called now I don't know how to pronounce it. Hybristophilia. Hy- Hybristophilia. It's the sexual interest in or attraction to people who have committed crimes. Because the live that I did right here, that's what we was talking about because I didn't know who Wade Wilson was at the time. All I knew is scrolling through TikTok, I seen loads of bitches being like, like groveling over this dude. And I was like, what is going on? Because I agreed. He was fine. Was because no, thank you. After I went back and did all the research, no thank you. Yeah, all he wants to talk about is Kiosk. Now, I'm going to drop y'all some links in the chat throughout this live stream, and I want y'all to check them out if you're interested in Wade Wilson because um like it has all his jail phone calls and everything, and all he talks about to his dad is the kiosk. All he talked about to Mila was the kiosk. Mm. And now there's this new hoe. Her name's Kristen Kiosk. That's what I named her. Oh, Okie, thank you so much. I loves you. Here, let's play George. Let's see. I loves you. Listen, thank you so much, Okie. I will never hear the words baby or Mila again and not want to throw up in my mouth. Because this is exactly what those conversations were like with his girlfriend or his ex-girlfriend. The one that testified, she's an opportunist as well. I don't believe a fuck thing she says. But anyways, Sean P said, "Hey baby, I know baby. I know I messed up, baby. Baby, can you send me money, baby? Baby, Mila, Mila baby." I was like, I'm gonna shoot myself in the face. I don't get it. I don't find him attractive at all. Oh, I did. I did. I don't anymore. Like now when I look at him, it's just like, ooh. Especially when you hear those phone conversations and how fucking juvenile and how there is no remorse. None. Y'all, this is a psychopath. No remorse. I did. I did. I watched it 5 minutes after it was uploaded, Golden Girls, and I love your name. Um, I watched the whole thing immediately. I was like, oh my God. I said, fuck Wade Wilson, give me daddy. I'll take the daddy. I wish I could remember the live, the creator. If you remember the creator that put that out, please let me know in the chat. I don't mind if you drop other creators. If you have a wrench and know the creator I'm talking about that uploaded the video perfectly, are you in here perfectly? Probably not. Oh, it's so worth the watch. If you, I can either drop it or we can watch it later if y'all want to. That's it. Lockdown 23-1 here. Let me just go on over here. That's right. Lockdown 23-1. Yep, that's it. So this video right here that he put
Welcome
out.
everybody.
Now this a fine motherfucker too. I mean, if we really we all being hoes today. It ain't just Kristen Kiosk with Wade Wilson. It's all of us. Oh, but this is a great interview that was done with Wade Wilson's father. Wade Wilson's father hasn't been wanting to do interviews. He trusted this dude and this dude alone. And the interview was just chef's kiss. It was so good. Um, Me too. Me too, Irish girl. Yeah, he is Golden Girls. LFT says he's scary. Oh. And by the way, y'all make sure you hit that like for your girl. Keep me in the algorithm. Y'all know sometimes I'll be falling out. Okay, so but first, what we're gonna do is this is the channel that the calls are on. It is phone calls from prison. Make sure you show them some love. Um, they're also going to be linked I think they're already linked in the description. But this is who we're going to be reviewing because once I started looking up Wade Wilson, all kinds of folks started popping up in my algorithm, right? So this guy, I fucking love him. I don't his name's Jumpsuit Pablo. Let me share his video we're going to be reviewing. Hey, Spitfire. Is Jumpsuit, hold on. We do need to get him in our birthday. Hey, Okie's driving and listening. Thank you for letting me know, babe. Nicole B said this one's hot. What do you mean? So is Jumpsuit Pablo a poser? What you mean? I like Jumpsuit. I think more of Jumpsuit stuff is talking to the connections that he himself has in multiple different prison communities. Oh, nice, Tia. James, I've listened to a lot of them now, and he is so ignorant, so selfish, no remorse. He's your boyfriend? Which one? Lockdown 23-1 or Jumpsuit Pablo? Yeah, he did. I seen a post he put out the other day about losing that interview with Mila. Mila is so full of shit. I don't think I'd believe anything she said. If you don't know who Mila is the girlfriend, ex-girlfriend of Wade Wilson. Seriously, Jane's blonde. We love some thugs, don't we, Tia? The one on screen, 23andMe. I mean, oh my God, did I just say 23andMe? Isn't that like a dating site? 23andMe? I don't know. Anyways, 23 lockdown 23 and 1. Yes, we're going to be cycling their links throughout the chat. All right. But we'll go back to him. What we're going to go over is Jumpsuit Pablo. And he is going over, I know, stay with me now, y'all. He is going over one of the phone calls on this channel, phone calls from prison. So we're going to react to his reaction because he's funny as fuck. All right. But before we get started, go get your smokes, get your snacky snacks, get you something to drink, whatever. Get you whatever you need because we got to do an intro song. I'll probably cut it off short. You know, I did my regular intro, but we need this one because these bitches are freaks out here, okay? So anyways, let's get it. All right. We acting up. Listen. They some hoes. All right, y'all ready? Let's get it. I put it on 1.25. If it's still slow, I'm going to speed it up. I'll cut closed captioning on 2. There we go.
In this jail call with a woman named Kristen who Wade met from the kiosk, you will hear Wade admit to
the
eating
kiosk
and drinking White Claws at the house he broke into.
Kiosk Kristen. I think that still sounds a little too fast, don't it?
After the murders. Take a listen.
Hello to everybody coming in.
What's up?
Hey,
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, everything he says is what I was thinking when I was listening to it. It's so funny, but watch his face. Watch his face. Look.
Take a listen.
Hey, Kristen.
Hello. What's up? How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Look at his face. So funny. That's what my face was looking like.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Shut up.
I got your picture too that you sent me.
Oh yeah? Do you like it?
Very cute. Very cute.
Very cute?
Very cute, for sure.
That sucks that you're fucking in there, dude.
Listen, this shit sucks, man. They got me like.
Well, yeah, it's prison. Hello.
High profile in confinement. So, I'm behind the door 24/7 or whatever for no reason.
Don't he just look evil as fuck in these eyes, though? Look right here. Look how dark his eyes are. He's full of a demon.
And this shit sucks, man. It sucks bad. You know what I mean? But,
I know it was terrible.
But it's cool. It's going to get better, like you said. It will. It'll get better.
It has to get better.
You got to. So where did you...
It has to. I mean, it's not like I'm going to get the death penalty or anything.
Got out of prison not too long ago?
Yeah, I got out like September 4th.
Yeah, how'd that feel? Good?
Fuck yeah, it felt good. I don't want to be in there.
Lord.
Fuck no. I know.
Yeah, it felt great. Too bad you'll never know what that feels like.
Oh, how long were you in there for?
What, 2
They
months? I was in there for 2 months. But I'm facing trafficking charges. I have trafficking charges on me, so.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
No shit, man. Get the fuck out of here. You better slow down, girl. You better stop it.
Now, this is a very new friendship. Like it's just so gross. Y'all just wait. By the end of this call, they're almost saying I love you and calling each other baby and shit. It is so weird.
Yeah, well, I have stopped. I mean, I'm not doing anything anymore, but it is what it is.
So listen, they got me on the news real big, right?
Oh my gosh, you're all over the place.
I'm everywhere.
Yeah. Fox.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She's we getting there. She's in front of her kid while she says some ho shit. You're absolutely right.
BBC. He loves it. What a piece of crap.
But the thing is like, my son was like, Mom, is that Brian? I was like, I'm looking at I'm like, no, it's not Brian, but he's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, bless it. Bless it. So even her son knows she fucks with pieces of shit. How sad, bro.
I was like, he's really cute.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you're cute too. The picture you sent me, you look fucking hot. I'm not gonna lie, you're cute too for sure.
For more Wade Wilson jail calls, please subscribe to the YouTube channel Phone Calls from Prison.
Make sure y'all subscribe. Phone Calls from Prison. They bust their butt to get these calls for us.
Yes, absolutely. I just dropped their link in the chat just a second ago. I'm dropping 3 links. I'm dropping Phone Calls from Prison, Jumpsuit, and 32 and 1. Lockdown 32. Lockdown 23 and 1. I can't get my shit together. Listen, you ain't smoking, you ain't talking, no,
for us. Got to show them some love and support.
Definitely. We can definitely chop it up and talk. I mean, I would like to. And plus, they're probably, honestly, Kristen, they're probably going to have me in this jail for a while, to be honest with you. You know what I mean?
That's why I paused it, because, you're exactly right. It ain't just women. Like, I watched a documentary on that guy, but I feel like the one I watched on the guy that went and visited Gacy, I feel like he hadn't unalived himself at the time that I watched that interview.
Like,
oh yeah,
yeah, for sure. Like, I had a buddy that went through the same situation, and he ended up going home. He sat in jail for 6 years. You know what I mean? So hopefully it doesn't take that long, but I know it's gonna be man. I know it's at least gonna be a year. I know that for sure right now already.
I mean, do you have a lawyer and everything, or are you looking?
No. I'm looking for one. My dad is gonna help me. He's helping me.
I moved the closed captioning up to the top. That way I can highlight comments and leave the definition to what this sick shit is pinned.
He lives down in Lakeland, and he's gonna help me. He's helping me get one. So we're working on it right now.
Yeah, my dad, he didn't have $30 to put on the kiosk the last time I called him, but he's definitely gonna buy a $10,000 lawyer for me. Oh,
Are you talking about this guy, Brantley? This guy unalived 2 women back to back, just out of nowhere. He and women all over the internet are in love with this dude.
You bet your bottom dollar, honey.
You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah.
And they said that you were up in somebody's house in New York.
This review was, where is it? 1 day ago. 1 day ago. And the phone call was dropped. Let me see. The phone call was dropped 2 days ago on Phone Calls from Prison.
Coming out to you, called your dad. I was like, what the fuck are they? What are they saying about this guy?
They said that I was in the house and I ate like a bag of popcorn or some shit. And
yeah, they said that you ate a popcorn, that you took a shower and put this guy's clothes on.
Yeah, but you know what was even also disturbing to me? maybe we should do a series of reactions to these, because what else was disturbing to me, chasing, about him with his girlfriend Mila on the phone is she took it very lightly. It's like she didn't take it serious at all. At some points, they were even both laughing. Like, she'd be like, "Why did you do this?" I found that very weird.
I'm like, he had to be on some kind of drugs, bro. Like, seriously.
Yeah. I don't know. Listen, the popcorn part was true.
Listen at how he's laughing about what he did after he committed the murders, when he went and broke into somebody's house and was sitting there chilling. Like, he's just laughing about it. Nothing is serious. He thinks because he was strung out or doped up, whatever, that's an excuse. No, bro, it's not an excuse at all.
The popcorn part is definitely true. I was starving. That part was true, and I think they said I drank like 5 White Claws. That part was true too. That shit was true too.
So he only remembers some of it.
Yeah.
You took a shower.
It was crazy when they came.
Yeah, you know, the popcorn, guilty as charged, honey. The White Claws, hey, can't say I didn't. I guess those were both true. Well, wait, what they said I took a shower? They said I did a basic hygiene cleaning regimen? Fake. No. I don't clean. I stink.
No, she didn't care.
I don't clean myself. I would never take a shower. Yeah, right.
Yep.
Now that's BS.
You get me? Because, like, you know, they came real deep. You know what I mean? The marshals came real heavy, and I was scared that they were gonna fucking shoot my ass.
But you haven't even been in trouble. Like, literally, I did my homework on you. You haven't even been in trouble that much. Like, seriously.
No, I really haven't.
What really?
Yeah, you're perfect for me, daddy. Oh, Mila calls him daddy all the time too. Ugh.
Has gotten into you?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Right? LFT?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I really haven't been in trouble. Well, I did 5 years in prison, but beside that, I really haven't been in trouble that much.
Well, you know, I did a measly half a decade in prison, but other than that, I'm a model citizen, honey. Can you?
And he's only like, what, 25, 26? If he spent 5 years in prison, that's a good little portion. You know what I'm saying?
You believe how they're treating me?
You're right. You know what I mean?
You really haven't. I mean, you don't have a lengthy history.
No, like it's not that lengthy. Oh, does he have a lengthy one?
He has a lengthy one.
Is he in prison right now?
He's in jail right now.
They got me at the jail downtown.
So you're on the are you on the 4th floor like a dangerous inmate?
No. What? Like a what inmate? Dangerous inmate?
Like a dangerous inmate?
Yeah, I'm not dangerous. What do you mean?
You crazy, baby. What'd you call me? Say it again. Say it one more time. Dangerous.
Say it again.
Dangerous inmate. Well, I guess maybe I am a little dangerous, honey. Sweet chicks. He loves it.
No. The 4th floor is open population. They got me motherfucking like on the 2nd floor right now.
Oh, wait. That's funny. I heard the 2nd floor is for wussies. So you must be a big old wussy. I heard that's where they put all the wussies at. 2nd floor wussies is what.
Seriously, casual art.
Wuss Wilson. Oh, Wuss Wilson.
And I'm.
But when you first got there, weren't you an open population?
Fuck no. When I first got there, they put me in the so.
Oh my gosh! Why? Oh yeah, you had that big green turtle suit on. Yeah, I remember seeing you on TV with the big.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Did they show me in the turtle suit?
Yes, they did.
God damn! No shit, man.
Did they put me in? Did they show me in the turtle suit on the news? Oh, they did. That's not. That probably wasn't very flattering. Crap.
That's crazy.
He said you in a turtle suit. I was like, that's a fucking hot tattoo he's got.
Yeah. Hell no. Hey, Kristen, you're fucking hot too, Kristen.
This lady's voice sounds like it's giving laryngitis, strep throat, 2 packs of Marlboro Red 100s a day.
Hey, you leave the cowboy killers alone, Pablo.
And COVID. That's what her voice is giving me.
Oh, he said the C
Add in
word. I love that.
Scoop of peanut butter in her mouth. A scoop of crunchy peanut butter, might I add.
We're going to talk, goddammit. We're going to talk.
Yeah, you have a lot of exes that are throwing you underneath the bus on that house TV.
I know, they're trying.
I don't know. That's what's so weird. Why is everything so fucking funny?
They want to, I guess. I guess they want to.
Well, I don't know why you're calling them to even talking on the phone about shit like that.
Well, because, no, the only thing I was talking about, listen, what I talked about on the phone, the police, like, it's nothing like new. I'm not telling on myself or nothing. It's nothing new. Like, the fucking, she thinks she was setting me up, but what she didn't know is, like, she's not setting me up. She just thought she was.
He does. He really does.
For more Wade Wilson jail calls,
Okay.
please subscribe to the YouTube channel Phone Calls from Prison.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? So, she,
Show him some love. Phone calls from prison.
like, which is fucked up, man, because me and her had no problems until this shit, and now she wants to fucking try to set me up and get.
It's crazy, man, because, I'll tell you, me and her, we were all good. And then, I went out and murdered 2 women in cold blood. And all of a sudden, now we're not cool. Apparently, that's a deal breaker. Apparently, that's crossing the line, is murdering women. We were all good. We were fine. And then all of a sudden, now we got a problem with murder. Like, where'd that come from? Am I right? Am I right, honey? And I'll tell you, the thing about it is, they think they're getting a confession. They think they're getting my confession. But what they don't know is I'm just confessing. They think I'm getting, they're getting me to admit to murder. But really all it is I'm admitting to murder. So that's where they screwed up.
Some fucking, I guess, some stardom, like a celebrity status off my shit or something. I don't know.
Yeah, she came on.
Speaking of these motherfuckers that enjoy their celebrity status lifestyle in prison, I'm just going ahead because we've been covering what's his name? Doberman. We've been covering the Doberman case when there's updates and everything. Listen, I haven't done it because I'm pissed the fuck off. Saying that he matches Hitler? Are you fucking kidding me? You're proud of that shit? Saying in an interview he should have done the wife first? Wow, bro. Playing games, laughing about it. Fuck you, Chad Doberman. And then I feel a certain type of way. Like, I feel I'm grateful that he pled guilty. And even though the stipulation for that was to take the death penalty off the table, that's like a catch-22 situation, right? It's a double-sided sword, because it's good because now Laura, the mom, and the daughter won't have to relive everything. That's great. But then it's bad because I want him on death row. Because even if, and we know how long death row can take, like, even if he's on it, he could sit on it until he dies. You know what I'm saying? But the difference is in death row is that 23-1, and you have no contact with anybody else. Like, he needs to suffer. So I'm kind of disappointed he won't be suffering as much. Sorry, I just had to go off on a little tangent on that, but that's a topic for another day. But I'm feeling some type of way about it. Like, it's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing.
Saying that she got a whole phone call confession and
shut the fuck up.
I swear to God.
Way.
Yeah, people told. Listen, I actually called my dad yesterday, and he played it for me on the phone. So
Are you talking about with Chad Doberman yet?
I heard it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
she's got a whole phone call confession about you, and that she knows that you did it, and this and the other thing. I'm like looking at you, and I'm like, man, if he really did such a thing, he must have been on some crazy fucking drugs.
Yeah. Well, first of all, the media is going to turn like. I forgot to tell you, I wrote you back on the kiosk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Too, but
I think I've got all the footage, but it's just I don't know. The Chad Doberman, like, he seemed. I mean, he's a murderer, right? He just unalived all 3 kids back to back. It's like, he's a piece of shit. But like when he was first arrested, he was super like he was crying. He was like, you could tell mentally he was struggling. So there was a little piece of me that was like, well, good. I hope he does feel bad because that shows somewhat of a conscience, not much, but it means you got somewhat a little tiny smidget of conscience. Like, okay. But then after listening to what Plunder put out, oh, bro, like I was so fucking pissed.
Oh, the kiosk.
But
all right, let's get back to this.
No, I did get it. I get like a little ding on my phone like every time I get a smart drum.
You get like a little notification update.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a little Facebook thing, like a little Facebook
Yeah,
pop up or whatever.
It's like a little deep.
Hell no.
Oh, man.
Listen, I'm just so depressed, man, because I know I'm going to be in this jail for a long time, man. That's why I'm just like, I'm bummed the fuck out. But listen, so here's what sucks, man, is they brought me from.
Something's going on. Yep. I would absolutely like to see those. Something's going on because this shit is just mad crazy. Yeah, it will, Granny. It'll be with them till the day they die. Absolutely. He is just facts. I like him. Plunder put on her Patreon she released the 2 911 calls and some parts of his jail interview. I think that's all it was. It was so sad. Oh, that's what it was. It was Yep's comment where she said, what? Hold on. Yeah, that's one of the things. The phone call with his mom. She was like, well, I don't want to go into it because I know you don't remember everything. And he was like, shit, yeah, I do remember everything. I remember exactly why I did it and all that. But yeah, he wanted to call his wife Laura after he killed her 3 kids. And mom was trying to tell him, like, I don't think that's a very good idea. I think you need to let her mourn because just because you're not mourning, she is. And he was like, yeah, no, she'll get over it. She'll be all right. The fuck you say?
The side cell to this place right here, I'll probably be in this place for like a month, like behind the door or whatever. And then, and then after this, they're gonna move me to a regular dorm after this, you know. So
you think so?
I don't know. So? Maybe they might not. They might fucking leave me.
So here's exactly what they're gonna do, honey. They're gonna do this, and then they're gonna leave me here for this exact amount of time, and then they're going to take me from exactly this place and move me to exactly this place. Oh, you think?
No, he still didn't say why. Irish girl not on the call.
So you think that's what they're going to do? Oh, I don't know. I don't even know. I have no idea. Honestly, I don't.
Yes, girl. This is Kiosk Kristen.
I don't freaking know. Beats me. I don't know. Well, where'd you come up with all that crap?
You know what I'm saying? They might.
I don't think so. I think you're going to be back there because they really were trying to pin this on you. They're trying to put these charges on you. So
they're going to probably leave me back here, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, I am somewhat of an expert. I did 6.
And you're in prison, bro.
60 days in jail in the women's department. So therefore, I am highly qualified to tell you how a random county jail is going to handle one of the most high-profile inmates in the country right now. So yeah, take it from me. Take it from me. It's exactly what they're going to do, Wade.
Yeah, man, that's even worse. This shit sucks. It's terrible. Like,
I'm sure it is. I've been there. I've been there. I mean, I've been behind those doors and I was fucking clinking and clanking. And let me tell you, it's not fun.
Yeah,
Oh, clank, clank. Isn't that what Betty says? Clank, clank.
Like, why would he do such a thing? I don't even know you. I'm like, why?
Well, don't say that. Don't say that I did. Don't say that I did. Don't say that I did.
I know. I don't think you did. I don't. Yeah. I mean, just looking at you.
Just because what's her name said she had a confession from me, it's not a confession.
Hey, listen, I might have went into explicit detail about how I murdered those those women, but that doesn't mean that I gave any explicit details about how I murdered those women. I know I confessed in full to the murders on the phone call, but that doesn't mean I confessed in full to the murders on the phone call. Yeah.
But then he also confessed in an interrogation where his dad and his dad spoke on that on Lockdown 23 and 1 is how he got him to tell them the truth. And Wade was like, so did they find or his dad said, did you throw the purse out the window? And he said, yeah. And Wade said, well, I can tell you where she is from where that purse is.
Understand? Do you get how that works, Kristen? Kristen? Can I call you Kioskton? Can I call you Kiosk Kristen? Because that's what you're going to be good for. Just because I gave it all up doesn't mean I gave it all up. Do you grasp that, honey? Okay, let's move on.
First of all. And second of all, the media is just turning everything like obviously against me. See, this is the fucked up part.
That's what's so screwed up. You know, the media, they're taking these sound clips of me saying, hey, I ran her over 100 times, and that's why they're not able to identify her body. And wouldn't you know it, typical media, they take that and spin their own narrative and say, hey, Wade Wilson ran this girl over so many times that they weren't able to identify her body at first. Can you believe that? Where did they come up with this stuff, Kristen? I don't know. They're just doing me so wrong, honey.
The media, basically, I'm already guilty in the media, to the media and everybody that listens.
And then they're like on hunt for this Nissan Versa. And I'm like, listen, if you can't find it, like, oh well, it's your fault. Yeah. Like, let them do their fucking job, you know?
Yeah. So what are you doing? What are you doing today? What's up? What you getting into?
Shit. Anything? I'm not doing nothing right now. I'm watching fucking TV and worrying about my own thing.
Listen, what ethnicity are you?
Why? What do I look like?
No,
I don't know what you look like. I know what you sound like. Trash.
Trash. The garbage bin.
I'm just curious because you look like, I don't know, do you have some type of Spanish in you?
No, I don't. Not at all. I'm Italian, Irish.
Irish and Italian?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Italian and German. So. Yeah.
Well, I knew you were something, but you're hot. So I was like, I don't give a fuck.
I knew you were something, Wade. I knew you had some type of DNA in you. I knew
some sort of DNA.
You had some type of family tree. I know somebody at some point, at some time and place on this earth, gave birth to you. I know that.
This is where he got me the most, because that's what I was thinking. What an ignorant thing to say.
I know you're comprised of some type of ethnicity and race. Call me crazy, but I had a hunch that you were at least a member of some ethnicity. Very profound there, ma'am. How did you guess that?
Yeah.
My daughter's like, are you really gonna? I'm like, I sure did.
My daughter's like, are you really gonna?
She's like,
yeah.
She's like, Mom, you like guys behind bars. I was like, no, it's not that I like guys behind bars. It's just like that look.
Yeah.
Lord, that ain't nothing to admit. Your poor daughter, and then your poor son. Just wait.
I just love when they have swastikas under their eyes and stitches on their mouth.
Such a turn on.
Oh, something about it just gets me going, honey.
Because my ex is in and out of there, you know. Like me and him just recently broke up too. Like I would say,
good.
Like you said, okay, good.
I know.
All right, that's straight.
Could you imagine? I hope they stay far away from anything Wade Wilson on YouTube. But could you imagine? I would be irate.
We just recently broke up because he's in there and I'm out here, and he didn't expect me to get out.
Yeah. Oh, he thought you were gonna stay in there for a little while.
Yeah. So he's like, I gotta worry about me and getting clean. This and that, because he's a drug user, bad drug user, and I was like, well, then concentrate on you, bro. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, do you then? Yeah. Listen, that's crazy. He would let you go just to say that, though.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. He would choose to better himself and get off of drugs. That
how dare he?
That's mind blowing to me that he would choose to focus on himself and put all his time and energy into breaking away from addiction.
and being a better human.
That's what? That sounds like a loser to me, honey.
Yes,
he does.
Me.
You know what I mean?
I know. Well, you know what's fucked up is after he did that, one of his friends in there was like, I'm fucking hollering at your ex, just so you know, okay?
Oh my God. Muscles and Mascara, thank you for joining, babe. Welcome to the hippie hut.
Is that what he said?
I swear to God. So I got like a smart jail mail from one of his friends, f8rst, that's in the same dorm as him. He was like, yo, I don't know what the fuck Brian's problem is. He's like, I'm sorry that you guys are going through it. He's like, but I told him I was going to holler. He's like, so that's what I'm doing right now. I was like, oh my gosh. She's like, and I get out in January. I was like, no, you didn't.
Holy shit. Yeah, your ex is tripping, man. Your ex is tripping. I don't know what listen, even if I'm going through some shit and I got to get myself right or whatever like that.
Bro, you're not going to get yourself right. You're not, bro. You're going through some shit. You're going through some shit. That's an excuse. You know, oh, I'm going through some shit. I got to get myself right. You should have had yourself right before you murdered those two women there's no reason for murder, period. But like just out of the blue.
I'm not going to let you go. You know what I'm saying? That's like the last thing.
Especially because like I was taking care of this nigga. Like, canteen, he had it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that nigga was feeling.
She dropped it and I heard him say, whoa. I was like, bro. Because I was just listening. I wasn't watching the screen. But I imagine, because it got real quiet for a second, and I imagine that this is exactly what he was doing, just sitting there figuring out, what do I do? Do I let it just play on?
Wealthy rich in there.
Look.
But it's all good.
Shut up, man. Shut up.
I swear to God, he was.
Stupid as fuck.
Tuesday and Thursdays, he had everything he needed.
Yeah, how'd you know Tuesday and Thursday?
Because I was in there, nigga.
She just told you she's a jail rat and she only fucks with jail rats. What do you mean?
I was in there. And not only that, but I was always making sure he had what he needed on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you know? So,
no shit, man. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, I never missed a visit with him. I was always there for Vizzo, you know what I'm saying? So I was like,
Vizzo. She was always there for Vizzo.
Always there for Vizzo, you know what I'm saying?
Vizzo.
She sounds like a real keeper, Wade. You know what? From the bottom of my heart, she sounds like exactly the type of woman you deserve, my boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's stupid. It's his life, my game.
Being the best girl to him. The best girl. You were being ultimately the best girl.
Yes. And I wasn't looking for anybody else. I wasn't looking at TV for Wade Wilson.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
So now you found them. So you found me.
And you know what? He was good looking without the tattoos, but I don't even mind the tattoos. The tattoos I kind of like. I don't like the swastikas, of course, but I like the look he had, but only in certain clips, like the clips of him like walking into court and shit. And then I looked him up and now he's not attractive to me at all. Not at all. Before or after tattoos. But Daddy, on the other hand.
You can hold on. I'm not going to let you go, okay? Listen, honestly, to be real with you, like, I have gotten other requests on my kiosk thing, and it's like, it's crazy. Well, it's crazy.
I need to be real with you, bro, because we've been talking all of right now 18 minutes.
To me, because I guess
and I need you to know that other hoes are hollering.
People are like intrigued by me or whatever, you know, and so like I'm getting like random requests and fucking I don't know. I haven't got any mail yet, but we'll see. You know, we'll see how that goes.
Oh, you're gonna be like real famous in there, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
I wanted to add mine in there.
Hey, listen, I like your voice. Your voice sounds sexy. I do.
Voice.
Yeah, that's why I
get that a lot.
My God, your voice, it sounds like you have 3 years left on this earth, honey. You sound so hot.
I get that a lot.
That's why I was like, what ethnicity are you? Because your voice sounds really, really sexy. Straight up, it does.
How about what gender are you? Because both of y'all sound like boys.
I didn't hear that part. hear that part. Oh,
Well, that's a good thing. At least you'll be able to hear something nice sometimes.
Oh my God! Tell me about it. I
man.
know. Listen, because like this, it sucks because the cell that they got me into, right, is like
they have to bring the phone up to you.
They do. I have to ask for it. I have to ask for this, ask for that, ask for this, and then my door.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Me. Gotta ask for stuff. Me, Wade Wilson. Double W's.
It's like it's supposed to be a steel door, but it's not steel. It's like plastic, on the front, so you can see through it. And I'm right in the corner,
yeah,
so
see,
like
just facts for people like me who didn't even know who this dude was. All I seen was clips of him walking into court, and that he was accused of murder. But when you first see him and you don't know anything about him, you don't know about the insides. But then when Emmy and Center were telling me all about him, I went and looked at all I could pertaining to him, and yeah, he's the devil. He's a demon.
Like I'm in the corner of a hallway, so people are constantly walking by here that work in the jail, like inmates, people that work here.
No way, they're walking by your room that's in a jail. Say it ain't so.
And they're always like, everybody's stopping by my cell. You know what I'm saying, to check me out and stuff. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm a fucking.
I feel like you're a monkey behind the bars.
Like I'm a monkey. Like I'm a little monkey. Like I'm a fucking chimpanzee behind the bars.
Just let it go.
Yeah, like they're gonna wait to see you start like jerking off and stuff. So
I swear to God, they're waiting. Listen, I can't even do that shit if I want to now.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Thank God.
I can't even do it if I want.
Thank God. Thank God.
To.
Oh my gosh!
Hey, listen.
I want to keep talking to you.
Hey, Kristen, can I call you back? No.
Yeah, call me back.
For real?
You know what? I'm actually surprised he remembered her name. But that's what kind of playboy he is.
All right.
Yeah. Honey, I got something to tell you, but there's this thing. It's a machine. It's called the Kiosk. We'll talk. We'll talk.
You gonna give me some money?
Yeah. All right. I'll call you back. All right. I'll call you back.
All right. Bye.
Thank you for using GTL.
For more Wade Wilson jail calls, please subscribe to the YouTube channel
so too.
Calls from Prison.
What's up, my baby?
Let's get it.
What's up? I have $1.45.
Uh-oh.
Now keep that in mind. She had $1.45 for them to be able to do this call. And he thinks he finna get some money from her for the kiosk. Bitch, please.
It's not gonna be that long, but
no, that's straight. At least I get to talk to you for a little while. That's cool. That's
I get to hear my voice.
You get to hear your boy.
Yeah.
I get to hear your voice.
Hey.
That's good. Kristen, listen, we're gonna become attached to each other for real. I kind of like your swag. I like your attitude. Like I feel you. Like I kind of like how sometimes
we vibing, boo. You know, baby girl, we vibing.
Connect to people like through a vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like about somebody.
Hey,
yeah.
Allie.
What do you mean? I connected through you to your picture. I was like, I need to get a hold of this guy.
When I heard him say that, Just Facts, I was so confused. Okay, so Just Facts says when he told his dad about killing Diane, he said he choked that bitch with one hand and drove with the other. He's a total monster. He told the story with almost joy, no empathy, no remorse, and still has no empathy and no remorse. But yes, these are all pre-conviction calls. But Just Facts, when I heard him say that, I was like, how? That would be so hard to do. How do you choke somebody out with one hand while you're driving with the other? I don't understand. I don't see how that's possible. I mean, just think about it. Put yourself in the driver's seat, right? And you're driving with your left hand, obviously. And then you're reaching over and choking with your right hand. How? Especially when she's fighting. You know she fought. I don't think that's how it happened at all. Personally.
Right now.
Straight up.
Like, that's just my type right there.
Listen.
Is it? That's just.
So, is that what this is? Is this the prison community? Then yes, I'm 100% a part of the prison community. I'm starting to be like, 50% trauma, 50% prison, because this is all I've been doing. I mean, we've been talking about trauma too, but in my own time, outside of looking up what dumbasses are saying in the trauma community, this is the stuff I'm listening to. 100%. I'm going to sleep to jail calls.
Let me tell you something about a guy who just kills women and then gets stupid racist tattoos tattooed on his face. Oh my gosh.
Enjoy that crouton, baby. Enjoy that crouton.
Dreamboat.
I saw the request. I saw the request when I first saw your request or whatever, and I was like, Kristen. I was like, who is this? And then remember I sent you the message and all that shit.
Yeah.
But I got 5 fucking new requests on my kiosk right now.
Oh my God, look, Remy. Well, seeing as that we almost ended up on the FBI watch list yesterday with Google searches. Listen, for anybody, it's like, what are these bitches doing in the Discord to end up on the FBI list? We were all, I think, at different times replaying Laura's live from the night before, and this bitch was talking about the CPS call, and she said something along the lines of, what was it? It's morally wrong to watch porn with your kid, but it's not against the law. And so we was in Discord like, no, the fuck, she did not just say that. And then we started Googling. Like, a few people said they were nervous to Google, because I was like, well, I mean, is it? It has to be against the law. Like, we need some facts to back us up on what we're thinking. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna Google it. And then I think Deets Googled it. Somebody else Googled it too. I can't remember who else it was. Oh my God, she played it live. I must have missed that part, because I went back and I thought I rewound to where I fell asleep last night, but I guess I missed that. The shit that woman says, I was like, no, she did not just say that it's morally wrong, but it's not against the law for you to watch porn with your children. Yes, the fuck it is. It's still sexual abuse on a child.
And they're all fucking
5?
Which I'm not gonna. Yeah, wow. I'm not gonna accept. But I got fucking. I figured they were gonna start coming in. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna accept that shit.
Remy said she Googled it ahead of time.
I already got one.
I can't just accept and get what you can when you're in there. What the hell?
Nah. Should I?
Okay, so this was. I know we paused a lot right here. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, let's start right.
The request when I first saw your request or whatever, and I was like, Kristen. I was like, who is this? And then remember I sent you the message and all that shit.
Yeah.
But I got 5 fucking new requests on my kiosk right now, and they're all fucking
5.
Which I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna accept. But I got fucking. I figured they were gonna start coming in. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna accept that shit. I already got one.
I can't just accept and get what you can when you're in there. What the hell?
Nah. Should I?
So that was his way of kind of like asking permission from his new kiosk girlfriend.
I would, what the fuck?
No, I'm not gonna. Come on, quit messing.
Yeah, like well, kiosk is where they add money to his account. But yes, there are. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. I've never been in jail, but if I'm not mistaken, the kiosk comes with money and maybe messages. I'm not sure.
You're fun. I'm not gonna. Should I?
There you go. So I was right. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, you were gonna do it anyways. You little stink.
Just go ahead. What can you do? What can you do in there?
What should I get from him? Tell me how to hustle him. What should I do? You tell me.
He's getting turned on by that shit. You know he is. Such a weirdo.
Put money on your books. Give your homegirl Kristen some money. Call my homegirl Kristen, hook up with some money.
Yeah, because homegirl Kristen, Kiosk Kristen, whatever, she only had $1.45 for this call. So yeah, she wants you to get you and her some money. He ain't gonna give you no money, Kiosk Kristen.
My homegirl. Got money on her phone.
Tell him call my homegirl Kristen. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Ugh.
Is that your sister? You know, I'm your sister.
Yeah. I might
Hi,
have
Jennifer.
to. Listen, I might have to do that because the cracker is hungry as fuck in here. I'm not gonna lie.
A cracker is hungry as fuck in here. Crackers. So we know what the cracker, where it originated from, not the food, the name for white people. So is you saying that you with that, Wade Wilson?
What is what? Tell him a cracker wants some crackers in here, man. Some peanut butter, saltine, Ritz bits. Tell you, a cracker needs some crackers in here.
I'm being dead ass. Like,
Yeah,
for real. Do what you gotta do, babe. Like, seriously. Don't fucking.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I feel that. That's real. That's real that you said that.
I hate Kristen.
I'm being dead ass.
Straight
I hate
up.
her too.
But I'm your main. That's it.
I hate her too. She's ignorant as fuck.
But I'm your
Yeah,
sister.
my man. Yeah, I feel that. That's real. That's
He
real.
is.
So
You're
what
my
are you,
brother from another mother.
brother from another mother. So what are you gonna be doing today? What you gonna?
Okay. Did she just say you're my brother from another mother? But yet she's talking. Just wait. Just wait.
Be getting into anything?
Nothing. Just chilling right here with my son right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool.
Thinking about your ass now that I got to hear your ass.
I'm so glad I get to talk to you, Kristen. You have made me a happy motherfucker. You have made me happy. You know that, right?
For more Wade Wilson jail calls, please subscribe to the YouTube channel Phone Calls from Prison.
Sub, y'all. Sub.
I'm good. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. You made me happy too. You know.
You made me happy, and earlier you made me horny, and
Oh. I just threw up in my mouth.
and you made me happy again. You made me feel a whole bunch of shit.
Just imagine on my knees, like, you know.
Just imagine me on my knees, looking up at you. In just a second, you hear her mention her son sitting there with her. Or no, did she already talk to her son while she was on the phone with him? One or the other. She's got her son right there with her. And from what I understand, he's a young boy. So it's like, you're talking about just sitting on your knees, looking up at this murderer. Ugh.
Oh, good God, Kristen. God.
Oh my God. Oh. Whoa, mama. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, Kristen. Hamana.
Damn, you're making me. Kristen, I'm going to be in here for 2 years. You can't be talking to me like this.
Why?
2 years. Excuse me?
You can't.
Did he say he's going to be in there for 2 years? I'm going to be in there for 2 whole years, honey, before I come home. You can't be doing this to me. Brother? Okay, never mind.
You're supposed to.
Exactly.
I'm lying. You're supposed to. Listen, to be real with you,
be real with
I know that the time, even though the time sucks, it's gonna go by like kind of quick, and then you know what I'm saying, and then I'll get out and I'll see you.
Yep.
And
yeah, remember, y'all, these are pre-conviction calls. Dude ain't going nowhere.
Everything will be cool. So you know, the time sucks, but like it's like I can do it, you know. So and me and you hopefully will stay straight through the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can
yes, of course I will.
You know what I mean? And then
Once he realizes Kiosk Kristen is a broke hoe too, he ain't gonna want to stay cool with her the whole time.
Then we're straight. Yeah, and then we're straight anyway. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
We're straight. So
let me ask you,
we are listening to a phone call between a new girl, Kiosk Kristen, that is in touch with Wade Wilson, the murderer of 2 females. And we're actually listening to Jumpsuit Pablo review the phone calls.
What were you doing over here anyways? Like, what made you come to...
I wonder
Yeah. Well, I used to work, my best friend, you know that show, you ever seen that TV show on Discovery Channel? It's called The Deadliest Catch.
Yes.
Okay, well, my best friend is on that TV show.
Eric Brown?
He's on that show. And
I think it is still on the table.
And his name's Eric, and he owns a resort down in the Florida Keys,
That's the guy with the anchor under his eye.
And so, like...
You have 1.
That's the guy with the anchor under his eye. I made a video about this. I got a tip that The guy who worked on that show with the anchor under his eye, Eric Brown, paid Wade Wilson to murder a third person who he hasn't been caught for yet, allegedly. So that's very interesting that he said that.
Minute remaining.
So I'm working with all those boys down there in the Keys, and then I open up a business.
Who's the woman host? Me? Or the girl that is on the phone call with Wade Wilson? That's Kiosk Kristen.
Up here, my ex has a business, and then we were kind of running like an escort business and shit like that.
Whoa! Did he just say him and Mila were running an escort business at her spa? Wow!
You just confessed to something else, you dumb fuck.
So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Right, LFP. I love Deadliest Catch, but when I heard that, I was like, oof.
So
I know. I know. So I said, oh my goodness.
Would I be able to? I'll call you back probably like.
Just facts. If I'm not mistaken, something went wrong. Maybe somebody in the chat knows. There's a reason, like he was sentenced, but then something happened. Okay, so it's the jury recommended death. Now he's got to wait to see what the judge decides. Okay.
I don't know, around like 6 or something, 6 or 7.
Yes.
Is that cool?
Yes, that sounds good.
For
Yeah.
sure?
Yes,
great.
for sure.
I feel like
Okay,
they do
baby.
forget, Ellen. I feel like they do forget.
Okay, baby. That
All right.
sounds good to me. Yeah, for sure. I definitely will. I'll call you.
All right.
All right.
Okay, baby. I definitely will. I'll call you.
Go ahead, smile.
All right. Bye, Kristen.
Think about me.
What?
So juvenile. Say you love me. She tries to say she said something else. Listen.
Oh,
Okay,
definitely.
baby. Okay, baby. That
All right.
sounds good to me. Yeah, for sure. I definitely will. I'll call you.
All right.
All right.
Keep your head up, smile.
All right. Bye, Kristen.
Think about me.
What'd you say, baby?
I said, think about me.
She did not say think about me. She said say you love me. He said, huh? What you say, baby? He was wanting her to say something about love. This fucking
Baby, I'm thinking about you right now. Right before I even hung up, I was already thinking about you. Straight up.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Shut up.
Oh, she's talking. Okay, so they were talking about who's the woman voice that says to sub up to him. Yes, that channel is called Phone Calls from Prison. Her link is being dropped randomly in the chat.
I'll think about you. All right, I'll talk to you later, Kristen.
All right, baby.
All right, baby. Bye.
Bye.
Ugh.
Thank you for using GTL.
Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and turn notifications on so you don't miss the next one.
Dang right. Go subscribe to Phone Calls from Prison. They do a lot of hard work to get these calls for us so that I can also react to them. So shout out to them. They got the full calls over there. Hope you enjoyed. Wow. Let's take bets now. I guarantee you on the next phone call, he'll ask for money and he'll bring up the kiosk.
I think on the next phone call, he will bring up the kiosk. He'll hint to it, but he will not ask for money yet.
Place your bets now. Will it be the next one, the second one from now, the third one from now?
I think he'll ask for money. And see, I can't place a bet on what phone call it's going to be because I feel like he's going to fill her out, right? He wants to see if he thinks she's going to be able to provide any monetary gain to him. So I think he's going to fill her out on the next call. And if he feels like she'll be able to provide something for him, he'll ask on the third Kiosk Kristen phone call. Y'all remember that. All right. So we're going to go ahead. I know I made this live solely about, Kiosk Kristen and the hose, but I guess I'm going to have to go in and change my thumbnail a little bit because I also want to play Lockdown 23 and 1, the interview with his dad. So while I transition over to that, let's listen to the. All right, let's segue on over to Wade Wilson's dad on his interview with Lockdown 23 and 1. Listen, I like Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti's an OG, triple OG. But let's see. Here it is. I don't have a segue song into this one, but I do have one for after it. All right, let me up it. Let's see what 1.5 sounds like on this one. This is Lockdown 23 and 1. We've been dropping his link through the chat today, so make sure you go give him some love.
To another interview episode of Lockdown 23 and 1. That's right. Today, we're going to be hearing from Wade Wilson's father. And for anybody that hasn't been following this case, Wade Wilson killed 2 innocent women very gruesomely. And we're going to get into some of those details today and how he confessed everything to his father. Not to mention, we're going to go into how his father feels about all this and speak about some things that weren't even brought up in the courtroom. So let's get into it. If you enjoyed this type of content, all things lockup and crime related, then this is absolutely where you need to be. Hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave, and check out my playlist with many more videos for you to start watching today. All right, buddy. So what's your name and where are you from for the people that might not know?
I know he is fine as hell. Maybe I can't. Let me look. Let me think. Let me find a segue. What? Who are you talking to? Here, let's do this one. I've been really trying, baby, trying to hold back this feeling for so long. And if you feel like I feel, baby, then come on. Oh, come on. Woo. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. All right. And for me, that's for both these dudes. Hey, Daddy, fuck your son. What you doing?
My name is Steve. I'm from Lakeland, Florida.
All right, let's start from the beginning, man. Take the ship.
I was young. My mom and dad had they divorced, so it was just me and her. And my sister was.
Don't you do that to him? Don't you dare do that to him. He does not look like Brian Albert. I will cut you.
Been running, and I knew Wade's mom, and she got pregnant. I was 15, she was 14, and we tried. My mom, she had lung cancer, and she was excited to be a grandma, and she died a month before he was born. So,
I mean, what'd you do after that? That's pretty much the only person that you're leaning on at the time, right?
Yeah, I had an older cousin who just graduated college, and she gave power of attorney to him before she died, and she was pregnant with his name was Anthony. She was pregnant with him when my mom died, so I went through that, and I stayed with her with Wade's mom a lot, and then she went into labor, went to the hospital, had him, and brought him home, had him, for a few months, and then I got in some trouble, and I ended up doing 8 months in a juvenile program. And, I know it was hard on her being so young and alone, basically with a baby. So.
And who was she staying with at the time?
She was staying with her grandfather in Tampa. Yeah.
Tampa. Okay. All right. At least she had someone to lean on a bit.
But you know what? When you look at him in certain views, like the certain facial expressions he makes, yeah, absolutely. Him and Wade look exactly alike. He just looks like the Silver Fox version of Wade without all the tattoos on his face.
A good family. Her parents and grandparents, they were good people.
Okay. So you get your 8 months. She keeps the baby around. At what point does the whole adoption process come through? That came into play pretty soon after, or what?
Yeah, I was about to get out in 2 months, and I got a legal document saying that she was putting him up for adoption. And I was a kid. I didn't really have nobody to have my back. So it was what it was. I couldn't fight that. I wanted to at that time, but I couldn't do anything about it.
I mean, at that age, it might have been for the best anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, I know me at 15.
Yeah, listen, as I've matured, I understand that.
He just dropped this yesterday. I watched it as soon as he dropped it, so I've already given him my view. This is the second view I'm giving him. But y'all make sure y'all go at least listen to a minute of it from his own channel. That way he gets the view from it. Make sure you give him a like.
Was 100% the right decision to do. So, I'm not upset about it. So
yeah, and I'm sure a lot of people agree. Including myself. All right, so.
Yep, that's
pretty much the end of that.
Sure.
He just kind of vanished off into the adoption process, and I mean, now after the fact, later on down the road, if he lived in a somewhat decent foster care.
Yeah, the people that adopted him, his mother, her parents knew these people from their church. So
yeah, I think I remember reading about that.
Yeah, and they were looking to have a baby boy, so it just worked out where they adopted him, and gave him a good life. They're good people.
Did you know about any of that?
I didn't know specifically who it was or anything. I just knew they were from the church that her parents went to. And, I know at one point they moved to Tallahassee. I heard that over the years, but that was it. I never had any contact or anything.
Okay. And some point y'all end up linking back up.
Yeah.
How did that go down?
Just random. When he was 18, I think he had reached out to his mother, and I hadn't seen her or talked to her since he was given up for adoption.
Really?
And
wow.
Yeah. So I got a message or something that he had reached out to her and was looking for me as well. So we got in touch like that.
Okay. So break it down. The first time meeting up with him, man. Well, first off, are you tall?
No, absolutely
not. He's pretty tall, right?
I don't know where he got that from. He didn't get it from us, I promise you.
He might not be yours, man.
Luckily, I did get the DNA test, so I know that for sure.
I hate to say that, bro. I'm just playing, man, But
yeah, I thought the same thing. I'm like, where the hell did this dude get this height from? Everybody keeps saying he's 6'5". He's not 6'5".
Skips a generation or something. Oh, he's not 6'5"?
No, he's not 6'. He's like 6'3".
6'3".
That's still tall as fuck, bro. Look, this dude on the right, he's just mesmerizing. I mean, my screen is full of love today.
6'3". He's 6'3", but okay. That's tall.
Yeah, he's tall. He's still taller than me, I promise.
Oh my goodness. All right, man. I'm trying not to laugh at this type of stuff right now. Right? You know what I mean? But you meet up with him. I mean, how was it? Where'd y'all meet up at for the first time?
We talked on the phone.
Yeah, but how much did you talk to him before you ended up meeting up in person?
Look.
A lot.
They look just alike. Especially if you look at this photo on the right. Let me get rid of the comment. Yeah. Look at them. They're twins. Wow. Fuck Wade, give me daddy. I will say it over and over.
Yeah.
A lot.
You seem normal?
Huh?
You seem normal?
No, absolutely not.
Oh no.
But you have to understand, by the time he came into my life, we were in opposite ends of everything. He was where I once was. He was in active addiction. He was, doing that thing, just everywhere.
Copa.
I mean, did he tell you this when did he tell you straight up, hey, I'm addicted to this, that, and the third? He just straight up told you, huh?
Yeah, well, we talked and I knew.
Yeah, you can definitely tell, even without the DNA test, like, oh, that's his pappy. For sure.
You could tell. And, I told him about my past, and he told me where he was at that time. And, it really, I felt like I needed to make up lost time. So, anything he wanted, I was sending him money, getting him hotel rooms.
And then daddy's got tats all over, except look at all these tatted men's. Jesus Christ, I can't.
Sending him Ubers, anything he needed,
Giving me the vapors.
He was, in and out of jail. He ended up going to prison, and he did about a year, and that's where he lost his teeth at.
How'd that happen?
He just got jumped on. He doesn't do good with men.
Yeah.
He's not
Southern gal. Shame on you. You know what? Lockdown 23 and 1 right here on the right. He looks like he should be a doctor on Grey's Anatomy. We got McDreamy, McSteamy. I don't know. Need to come up with something for this dude.
Built like that. He's a coward when it comes to men.
Yeah.
That's the truth. When he was in prison, he was checking in multiple times, owing people money.
No, he's definitely probably stoned. He looks stoned.
Just doing that stupid stuff. So his anger's always been towards women. He doesn't try men like that.
Well, was there any time where you felt like that you've seen him get violent with women before any of this other stuff took place?
Oh yeah. What would end up happening is, he would get with a girl.
Oh, you mean Wade or Wade's daddy? Oh, I think Wade's daddy's fun. He didn't look good in court, though. I can tell you that on his testimony, he didn't look cute. He didn't. I don't know what it is, but right here, yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm a salute.
And they'd hang out, rip and run for a while, and then something would happen, and she'd end up calling me. He jumped me out.
Yep.
He jumped on me last night. I don't know what to do. He scares me. All that. And when he would be high, that's when he gets so paranoid.
Copa.
And
you just need to act like Remy never even said that.
He just loses it. He becomes a different. How alcohol makes some people courageous.
Yeah.
When he would do meth, that's what would happen. But it was always with women. He's never had a problem with women. Getting women. So that's who he would always take everything out on, is women.
Did he have any kind of relationship with his mom after the whole adoption thing?
A couple times. No,
his daddy seems to me like he's got a settled down lifestyle. Like he's got a wife. He's got children with this wife. I don't think he's a player.
I think
I could always be wrong though.
Adoption has hurt her worse than people think, and the older she got, she just never could pull out of it, man. She's been in and out of prison.
So you've been in his life way more than his mom.
I mean, yeah. She's battled her own issues. She still is trying to get her stuff together. So there was a few times where, he'd want money from me because he'd want to go down to Tampa or St. Pete and run the streets with her. And I said, I'm not doing that.
And how fucking sad is that? Let's think about that for a second. The only contact he had with his mom was wanting to go run the streets and do dope with his own mother.
Wait, with the mom?
With his biological mom.
Oh, okay. So you was running with him a little bit.
Oh, I bet.
Well, that's what they were trying to do, but I told him I'm not sending you down here for that. That's going to end you up in trouble. I don't want that for you. And that's your mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's wild, man. All that put together, it could definitely do something to a young man's mind as a child and going up. That's just how it is. Some people it doesn't affect. Some people it does. And also, like I said to you before, some eggs just come out bad, and there's nothing that you can do about it. It's mental issues, man. You know what I mean? Something's wrong with the ticker.
I can't get over him saying the Lockdown 23 and one guy, the guy on the right. I can't get over him saying, so much because somebody in my comments said, or it might have been in the Discord, said something about how he kept saying, So now that's all I'm hearing.
The thing I've heard a lot of is people have said that when she was pregnant with Wade or Anthony, whatever back then, that she used drugs. And that's not true.
Okay.
She never used drugs with him. She didn't drink. She didn't smoke. She didn't do any of that. Now, as far as any mental illness, I don't know about that because, we haven't seen each other or dealt with each other. So I know she's battled addiction, but she never used with him when she was pregnant.
Well, I mean, she was young, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And,
he was a kid, like me.
Yeah, it was different time.
Oh, he does favor Nick Lachey, but like with an edge. Absolutely. That is perfect.
Age too. Young people can be addicted, but the majority ain't getting into that super hard stuff till a little older, you know what I mean? But anyways, speaking of which, since you clarified about something, is there any other type of things that you might want to,
y'all remember I have this sped up to 1.5.
To clarify that you might have been hearing that might be some misconfusion?
One thing I've learned from this whole incident is, I used to be the type
me too,
that would like scroll through videos.
But I like the daddy too.
And, oh, that's so sweet, or man, that's messed up. And I believed him. I believed the videos. One thing I have learned from this, man, I don't believe nothing because I see so many videos of whoever posting these videos like they have facts about something and they don't even know the half of it, and it really pisses me off because I'll tell you one thing that pisses me off.
Okay,
they want to post everybody's records. Anybody who was involved with this case, they want to post their records.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn if you post my record.
Yeah.
Anybody that knows me knows my past.
Yeah.
So it doesn't affect me at all. But you know, I read these comments and videos that say,
oh my God,
how can we
Jason,
believe
he
these people?
does.
Look at their past. They've been arrested. They've been to jail. They've been drug addicts. But you can't have it both ways. Wade's
Oh
a
my
drug
God,
addict.
he does.
Wade's been to prison. Wade has a past. So you're defending him because you believe he's innocent, and that's your choice. But you know, you can't criticize or judge anybody else about their past when the person you're defending has the exact same past and a lot worse than most.
Yeah.
So I just think it's so hypocritical.
Look, his little bald head is completely slanted. Like it's like all his brain is right here, and then it slants back, kind of like Alan Jackson.
You know,
yeah.
Not the country singer, Karen Reed's attorney.
A lot of things can be.
Yeah,
sure.
and you know, I've even seen stuff, you know, about my wife because I had the phone on speakerphone, and you know, my wife was subpoenaed to testify. She didn't want to testify. I didn't want to testify, but they chose not to use her. So, you know, people have questioned that. You know,
Oh, mine's going to see
didn't
it tomorrow. Mama's taking Caden to see that tomorrow. That's what he was just talking to me about. Is getting ready to go to his gammies.
It's just ridiculous. You know, it's almost like people are trying to just find anything to justify.
Yeah, it's very close
about this case. You know,
they wanted someone else to blame other than Wade. Like,
exactly.
You've already heard this question quite a bit. Let's start about around the time when he tells you about the first murder.
Yeah.
How the hell did that go down, man? Did you even believe him at first?
No.
And I don't like that he's got a piercing right here. I feel like that's for chicks, not dicks.
Oh, you know, he's never told me a story like that. Hey, I killed somebody. Usually it's a long drawn out, you know, my car's broke down or his girlfriend's car's broke down. We need tires. We need this. You know, so it was always those type of kind of junky mood stories, you know, and just needing help, you know. But so when he called me, I was working. It was early afternoon, and it was a random number that I didn't recognize, but that was normal. He would call me from all different kinds of numbers. You know, he couldn't keep a phone. So I answered the phone, and he said, "Hey, Dad, I need some help." Well, I automatically thought, you know, he needs a hotel, he needs money, whatever. So you know, it was a hot day. I was frustrated. I said, "Listen, call me around dinner time. I'll be done working. Just call me, then we'll figure it out." So he calls me, and he's in a panic. You know, I could tell he's high, and he's I need help.
He's methed out. He can't get away. He can't get away. He's methed out. Can't get away. Oh, can't get away.
I've done something I can't take back. You know, there's two people that aren't with us anymore. And
did you know any of those?
I don't think so. I think he knows he did the right thing, but there's always going to be that tinge of, but what if I didn't?
Girls?
You
know nothing about him, huh?
I live 2 hours away, you know, so I'm not familiar with that area at all.
Yeah.
You know, and my
he's already bisexual. The first time he spent time in prison, the 5 years he did, he had some sexual encounters in prison then.
First thought was, oh God, here we go. You know, I just thought he was on one. And we talked for a few minutes. I said, "Listen, I'm on my way home." I said, "Call me back tonight and we'll figure it out." You know, I said, "Are you safe where you are?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm in the house. I'm good." I said, "All right." So in the meantime,
and he's already told you about taking two people out.
Oh yeah,
but it was general. That's all he.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure there's some guilt about that.
Said, you know, and he didn't say, you know, he just said, "I've done something I can't take back." So
now look, I know you've told. I hate to stop you. I know you've told this story before, but I haven't heard it. Honestly, I haven't heard it. Even in the court trial, I just kind of, you know, watched that little snippet that they had.
Mm-hmm.
But my next move probably would have been to tell my old lady.
That was part of it, because here's where I kind of get things twisted sometimes. I'm a changed person, I promise you. But a lot of times I go back in that mode, okay? And I know when something's going on, a lot of times I just react and I don't take a breath and think about it, you know? And that was part of it. I wanted to get home. I wanted to talk to my wife because I knew there was a different vibe about this conversation with him, but I just wasn't ready for it yet. But I knew something was coming, you know? So I did. I went home, but before...
I'm putting myself in your shoes, man. I'm putting myself in your shoes. Immediately, I would have been like, I'm going to the crib. And I already know what my old lady can say. Look, he killed someone. Record everything. That's the first thing she's going to tell me to do. Record. Yeah. She had 4 different recordings, recording every end.
Yeah. The good thing about my wife is I've known her longer than I've known, you know, Wade's biological mom.
Wow.
So she knows everything about me.
Wow. That's a long time. Well, before you move forward, look, you being locked up and you know that this kind of conversation's on its way. Are you feeling any kind of paranoia?
No. No, because one thing about me that I've learned over the years of doing the right thing, I just don't, if my hands are clean, I don't worry about it on that angle. I worry about it on an emotional level, because I don't know where we're about to go with things.
Yeah.
But, but in the meantime, as I'm driving home, I get a call, and it's a detective from the Cape Coral Police Department.
Before you even talk to him again.
Yeah. In between the second call and me getting home to talk to my wife, I get a call from a detective. And what he had done was called me from one of these girls' phones.
Oh, man.
So that's how they got my phone number.
That is awful.
And in the process, I got a text message from somebody telling me that my son had jumped on his girlfriend and tried to kidnap her. So as I'm on the phone with the detective, I get a text message that tells me that. So I'm thinking, oh man. The detective asked me who I was. I said, I'm his biological father. And she said, do you know where he's at? And I said, no, I don't know where he's at. And she said, have you heard from him? I said, yeah, I've talked to him a couple times today. And she said,
mama hates
are you going to talk to him again?
My mama hates the old lady term. I'm fine with it.
We need to talk to him. And I said, he said he'd call me later, And she said, listen, take this number down. If you hear from him, call us. I said, okay.
So sad.
Hung up the phone with her, went home.
He called his daddy from one of the women's phones. Ugh.
Talked to my wife, told my wife about the text, told my wife about the detective, what Wade had said to me. And that's the only details I knew at that time. So, I was kind of left for a couple hours waiting to hear from him. And he finally called me. It was about 10 o'clock at night when he called me from the same number he called me from earlier.
And it's a girl's number.
No, not the first time. That was from the girl phone. The second time was from a different number.
Oh, okay.
And he told me he was in a house, he was safe. What he did was he took both of their phones. So he kept Christine's phone open and called me from that phone initially. And then a lot of stuff happened in between, and he ended up in a house. He broke into a house. He called me about 10 o'clock, and we talked, just small talk for a few, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, Dad, I need you to come get me. I'm in trouble. So I'm like, my first reaction, I said, are you safe? And he goes, I'm safe. I just got to get out of here. So I jump up. I'm going to get my shoes on, get ready, and I'm going to drive down there and get him. Well, as I'm thinking about it, I said to myself, you better find out what's going on before you just drive down there.
Start touching things.
End up in some stuff. I don't want to be involved with
I'm like, hold on, bro. Hold on, son.
Yeah.
Hold on, man. Let's talk about these two people he killed first, because I ain't coming over there and touching nothing of yours. I would have done straight like that to him.
Yeah. Well, I said to him as I'm getting ready and getting all my shit together, I said, listen, you got to tell me what's going on. I said, you know my past. I said, I need to know what's going on. And he started from the top. He told me him and Mila went to the Buddha, hanging out, and he gave me kind of a shorter version. He said they got into an argument.
And Mila's one of his girlfriends.
That was his girlfriend.
Main girlfriend at the time.
Yeah, at the time, yeah. He said, we got in an argument, and I ended up leaving the bar with two girls. And I was like, okay. He left out the whole part about going to the dude's house and all that. He didn't tell me any of that. All he said was they went back to one of the girls' houses and hung out for a little while. He said her friend left and they had sex and she fell asleep on the bed. And he said he stayed up for a little while, just partying. And he said he just walked in, got on top of her and choked her to death. And at first I was thrown by it. I didn't know. I'm trying to hear in his voice, is this another story? But I can hear the panic in his voice, I said, why, son? And he said, Dad, I don't know. I just wanted to do it. So
you believe that?
What's that?
Do you believe that?
The truth about it is, for years, I've told my wife, I said, my biggest fear is one day he's going to kill one of these girls. Because I'm telling you.
You had so many calls, man, from the girls getting beat by him.
Multiple girls, man, would call me, text me, just desperate. Young girls, just don't know what to do, don't know how to deal with it, looking for help, and everybody would say, when he's not on drugs, I mean, he's a great dude. He's funny. He's cool to hang out with, but it's something in him, man, when he gets high, he flips out, man. I think he just took it one step further. I just wanted to he's ever done that. He's never know that. But I feared that he would one day. So he told me that. I think he's wanted to do it for a while.
Yeah.
And, I think about all these, videos and all this that people talk about. I wonder what all these people would say if all these prior girlfriends and baby mamas, told their story.
Yeah.
Because they've been pretty quiet. I haven't seen anything from any of them.
Just trying to make sense of it. It's I think.
My 15-year-old, these kids, they don't put their phones down.
Yeah.
So I think it's hard on my young son because, his friends seen it, and kids in school, I know, have probably seen all this madness. And,
I'm sorry. Am I glitching? It's because I'm playing on my phone. I'm sorry. Am I here now? Uh-oh. Am I here now? Can you hear me now? Hello? It's because I was trying to upload the new thumbnail. I'll wait. Hold on. Let me make sure. Kaden. What? Are you on my hotspot? No, I'm on TV. Okay. Just making sure. Okay. Better.
They talk shit, but he's
I was trying to do too many things.
Strong kid. And I've taught him to be strong mentally.
Yeah.
And he's handling it really good.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So the more he talked about it to me, the more I could hear it in his voice. He was almost reliving it.
He's always stealing my
internet. And I had such a feeling listening to him tell me what he had done. It got to the point where I put the phone on speakerphone because I felt like if I told my wife this, she wouldn't have believed me.
Yeah.
And I felt like I needed somebody else to hear this because I almost felt, I went back to like seeing him born in my memory, bringing him home, holding him as a baby, sleeping with him, bathing him, feeding him, doing all these things with him. I missed all those other years. So my memory of him was as a baby. And now he's a man. And I'm hearing this man that I helped create, telling me the details of all these things with joy in his voice. It made me want to throw up. I literally put the phone away and felt like I was just going to throw up. And at that moment, that's the moment when I realized I hadn't even heard about Diane's situation yet. But just the details that he went into about Christine, rolling her up in the bedding and tying her up and dragging her down trying to get her to the car, but he couldn't. She was too heavy. Hearing him describe those things to me, I can't explain that feeling, from your kid, your son. Yeah, I didn't raise him. But we had a strong connection because he knew my past and we talked about that. We talked about, getting help for his demons, getting him some drug help to get off the drugs. We had detailed conversations and that's why he called me. That's why, he felt comfortable to talk to me about it because I think a part of him knew that I wouldn't judge him on it, but he knew I wouldn't be okay with it because we had countless conversations about the physical stuff with these girls in the past, and I would try to give him a different perspective. What if that was one of your sisters, man? What if that was your biological mom? What if that was your adopted mom? Would you want somebody treating them that way? But it never changed. I know, Dad, I know I'm wrong, but the cycle would continue,
Yeah.
So it was hard to hear for sure.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. Well, you already know that the detectives are pretty much getting a lead to everything that he's doing. So know they're going to hear this.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, before he even started continuing the story, in my mind, I knew, I can't help him with this.
Oh, it was sealed shut right there.
I'm a firm believer, man. You don't hurt children and you don't hurt women, and these women were innocent. It's not like they got they were in a relationship and got in a heated argument. This was on the fly.
Yeah.
And it stemmed from his anger from his argument with Mila. That's where he really got pissed off.
Oh man. Oh,
Bam,
see, now,
Mila.
look, this is another
damn it, Mila.
Little picture I was painting in my head. A lot of guys, man, you know, if the girl's really mad at him for leaving with another girl, he could have snapped and said, you know, well, I'm gonna take her out. Maybe I'll make her feel a little better because he's so mad in a rage, you know?
Yeah. And I don't know the ins and outs of the argument. He never went in detail with me about it, but I knew that that's where it stemmed from. His anger started there that night. And then, you know,
yeah,
the drugs and just probably stewing on that argument.
He actually, Wade Wilson met the first girl at a kind of like a bar, and went home with her. The second girl, after he killed that first girl, I can't remember their names off the top of my head, but after he killed the first lady, he left in her car with her phone, and he said he didn't know where he was going, so he stopped and asked for directions, and that was the second victim. He asked her if she needed a ride. She got in, and he chokes her.
He did what he did.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
And so at that point, you know, I wasn't 100%, but I was about 95%, knowing this is bad. You know, this I cannot go along with this. You know,
yeah. And that's the thing, man. A lot of people. Maybe not so many, but there's going to be some that would say, oh, hell no. Even after talking to the detectives and all that, I'm going to still protect him. I'm not, ain't no way, you know, you get smoked right with him. You know what I mean? At this point, there ain't no helping, like you said.
Yeah.
And besides mentally, you know.
Right, exactly. And let me just make this clear. I've read a lot of stuff where people say, hell no, you know, that not my son. I would never turn my son in. I would never do that.
Yeah.
Well, it's a hard decision, I promise you. And it's the worst decision I've ever had to make, like in my mind. But
I think Dad made the best decision because, like he said, he felt like Wade would have continued. But just wait, he talks about that a little more.
Knew because I know him so well. I knew in my heart what was gonna happen. 100%. I knew what was gonna happen. I could hear it in his voice, and you know,
there it went.
It was so bad. I was trying to almost calm him down.
Thank you for the gifted membership, love. I appreciate you.
You know, because he was so amped up telling me about it, and you know, he just told me, you know, he left her. He left her in the house. He took her car, took her phone, and then he went into he didn't go in detail about Mila much in that situation, but he told me he was driving. He's like, I don't know where I'm at. You know, he hadn't been in Fort Myers, Cape Coral area long at all, so he had no sense of direction. He didn't know where he was at. He was just driving, and to jump to Diane's situation.
Diane was the second.
He told me that he saw her walking down the street. You know, he stopped. He asked her for directions, asked her if she needed a ride, and she got in the car. You know, I don't. You know, I battle with that because I don't get that part of it. And you know, who knows what really happened
at that point? He could have just snatched her up, man.
Yeah,
and painted a picture however he wanted to paint it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You know, he told me she got in the car. And
I hate to stop you again, but you hear comments like that. What kind of girl would just jump in someone's car? You know what I mean? We don't know. You're
don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. Don't be judging little bitches. Oh, of course, Chaco. Absolutely.
Don't know, man. People will take anything and run with it, man. You know, you gotta leave. It's too many possibilities. You know, we only know what we know.
And there was only two people there for that situation, and he's the only one that's able to tell what happened. So, you know, he told me they drove for a few minutes, and he said, Dad, I just reached over and I just choked the bitch out with one hand, you know, and I was driving with the other.
I just don't see how that's possible. Like, but he's telling his dad all the details, so I don't see why he would lie about the details. But then again, he's a psychopath. I just can't understand how he could choke her with one hand while she's fighting and he's driving the car with the other hand. I just can't see it.
He said he then was looking for somewhere to dump her body, and he drove around for a little bit, and he said he went in and dumped her body in the woods. And
Bye, Casual. Thanks for being here, love.
When he pulled her out of the car, he realized that she was still alive. And he said he got back in the car and he said, Dad, I run that bitch over till she looked like spaghetti.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Hearing my son say that to me, I realized at that point that
Pearl girls, we need to soon, don't we?
It was over. You know, I knew he enjoyed it. I knew he wanted me to feel I don't even think intentionally he wanted me to feel his excitement. I just feel like he just was so amped up talking about it. You know, that's just how it came off to me, was almost like he wanted me to feel, you know, I don't want to say joy. I don't know what the feeling was. Just adrenaline, maybe. You know, he wanted me to feel that.
Maybe he wanted you to have some kind of a acceptance of it a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Or maybe, you know, he was trying to get you tricked the hell up too. Yeah. Some little, like some bitter payback stuff. He's going down. He's going to bring the dad that should have been there for me down too. You never know. Because, you know, anyone who's been locked up knows, talking like to someone like that, you're making them an accessory right off the break. Anyone would know that. And if they care about him at all, they would, you know. So they'd be very bland. But from what he's broke down everything to you.
And I'm giving you the short version of things. When I tell you, it's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. It's the worst thing that I've ever listened to in my life. And it amplified it so much because
still just think she's not going to just sit there and let it happen. She's going to fight back. So even with strength, and it's still just one arm.
Like I said, all I could think about was him as a baby, you know, just that innocent kid, you know, and I just was in my mind was like, how did we get here? You know what I mean? How did we get here? Because he,
of course, then he would play dumb.
Wasn't raised like that. His adopted family, they're solid people, good people, hardworking, honest Christian people.
Have you spoken to them at all since that took place?
Yeah, I've spoken with his mother. Yeah.
I can only imagine how they're feeling about it. Like they can't.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I know how I feel. I can only imagine raising him. You know, and they went through a lot. You know, they tried everything with him. I mean, they tried everything. They put him in facilities to try to help him. They knew he was using.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Remy.
Drugs. They tried to get him help. You know, he was in and out of detention centers, and you know, he chose a different route. You know, they did their job, and they tried to instill morals and good values in him.
Yeah, salute to them, man. You know,
so they're solid people. This is not a reflection, anything on any part of them, because they really are great people. Yeah. So there's a part of it that never came out in the court, and you know, after he was arrested, him and I spoke on the phone a few times, and it was 2 days after he was arrested. I got a call from that same detective, and she asked me, she said, do you think that Wade would talk to you? And I said, yeah, I think he'll talk to me.
Oh my God, that's so scary, little Irish girl.
And I asked her why, and she said, you know, we're searching for Diane's body, and we can't find her. Do you think if you came down and visited with him, you know, that we could try to get some information, anything about it, you know? And I said, yeah. So the next day, my wife and I drove down, and she stayed in the truck, and I went in to visit him. And
they give you a normal visit, or
kind of thanks for being here, Irony Rose.
You know, he came up to the glass, and
no, he didn't want the help.
He looked at me and he said, Dad, did you turn me in? And I said, yeah, I did. And he said, why? And I said, son, the excitement that I heard in your voice on the phone scared me, because I knew that if you got away with this and got out of this area, that you would do it again.
Yeah.
And you know, he looked at me for a minute, and he said, you know me so well. And I said, what does that mean? And he said, you're exactly right. That's exactly what I would have done. And hearing him say that, it just solidified for me that I had made the right decision.
Oh yeah.
You know, because, you know, he openly said that to me, man, that was his intention, to get out of this area and keep on going. So for that, I don't care what anybody says. It doesn't bother me, because I know in my heart that I did the right thing. You know, I made the right choice.
Yeah, I agree. So when I did that first video, when I said that, man, you know.
Oh shit, I was muted. Sorry. Yeah, no, he Harlot, he killed them both the same day. Early morning hours for the first victim, and a couple hours later, like in the afternoon, for the second victim.
Can't let it ruin your whole life.
But yes, Daddy turned him in. He called Daddy to let him know he was in some trouble. This is what happened. Daddy called him in.
You know, you got other kids and all kinds of stuff going on, man. He would ruin all their lives if you wanted to go. You would have to go on the run with your son. I mean, detectives already heard everything, you know. So it's ridiculous for people to even think that would help anything. You know, it wouldn't.
Yeah,
it wouldn't help nothing. I mean, did it end well, that conversation?
Yeah. You know, in that
sorry, Copa
was the first time that I saw or heard some emotion in my son's voice. Because I said to him, I said, listen, you know, the second woman, I said, you know, she has 2 kids, right? And he was like, no. And I said, yeah, you know, I said, it's really hard for me, son, to sit at home and watch this media coverage and seeing her children on TV begging their mom to come home. I said, it's hard for me, son, because you and I both know that that's not going to happen. And I said to him, I said, you know, think about it. What if that was your sisters, your mother, your biological mom, you know, a woman you cared about? What, you know, would you want just, you know, someone to do the right thing? You know, I said, right now you look like an animal. I said, but you can turn it around. You know, you can do the right thing. I said, they need to find her body. And he was, you know, he had tears in his eyes. And he said, well, what do I do? I said, you tell the truth, son. I said, you tell the truth. What's done is done. You can't change it, but you can try to make it a little better, you know, for this family. And I didn't anticipate for him to go into detail with me about it, you know, but he said, I'm not familiar with Fort Myers. You know, I don't know the area. And I just thought to myself for a second, I said, did you throw her purse out of the car? And he said, yeah. I said, well, they found her purse. And it's like a light bulb clicked in his head. And he said, okay, well, where her purse was, you know, if you go down a little bit, there's like a neighborhood where they're building houses. They're real spread out. He said, I turned.
So this is how they were able to find Diane's body. She was the second victim.
In there. And I went to the back and I saw a wooded area. And that's where I put her body. So thankfully he did that. You know, he did the right thing with that. And I know they found her body that day. So he asked me, you know, will you tell the detectives to come talk to me? And I'll tell them the truth. Well, they were watching the video, you know, the visit. So they already knew the truth. And they did come talk to him that night. And that's where that confession that was played in court. That's when that happened.
I know it was awful, Christina.
So I don't know. I've heard people say, you know, he was set up. I've read stuff that says, you know, his dad probably did it. Yeah. And he's, you know, using his son as the fall guy. It blows my mind. It blows my.
I don't think they did. It didn't seem like I think he said the adopted parents like tried to get him help and tried to do what they needed to do. So obviously there's been some issues down the line, like earlier when he was younger. So there's something up, Jason. There's something there.
My mind, the theories that people come up with sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
You had asked me about you know, when I first met him.
Yeah.
And you know, like I said, we talked for a little while and he was in and out of jail. You know, the time he was in Tallahassee, I was in Central Florida.
How long was she there, y'all? Wasn't it like a little less than a week, short of a week? Was it, or was it just like 2 or 3 days? I feel like maybe 2 or 3 days.
So, you know, it never worked out. And he ended up getting locked up one day in Tallahassee in the county jail. And I called up there and talked.
And let's think about it. The early teen years is when you need help the most as a child. Like your hormones are going crazy, you're acting out, but there's acting out and then there's mental health illness. And considering they were doing everything they could to try to help him, like I would love to know if they had him evaluated by a doctor.
To a supervisor or whatever. And I said, you know, I explained the situation to him. I said, this is my son, you know, he's given up for adoption. Haven't had the chance to meet him. You know, is there any way I can come up and visit? And he said, can you be here tonight? I said, yeah.
I didn't either.
And he said, all right, when you get here, I'll let you visit for a little while. So that's where we met face to face the first time, you know. And I remember he was already sitting down through the glass, you know, when I walked up and we picked up the phone and he looked at me and he said, are you my dad? I said, yeah, I'm your dad. And he said, I knew it. You know, it was almost like we just, you know, we connected, you know.
Sad, man.
Yeah, we did connect, but, you know, we just never had the chance. You know, he was doing his thing. So
it's your son, man. You know.
Yeah.
Very, very, very sad story.
Remy.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's one hell of a story. You know?
It is a sad story. Dad finally is able to track him down while he's in prison the first time, and that's when he met him, and he's been in his life ever since.
Thing out of a fictional movie.
Yeah.
But
no parent can ever.
You'll hear him say later how he hasn't heard from Wade since the trial.
Imagine something like this unfolding. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've had people ask me, what if one of your two boys did something like this? What would you do? And I said, first of all, I raised those boys. I can promise you they would never do that. I would bet my life that that would never happen,
And this is him saying he can assure that because he raised them, and unfortunately he wasn't able to be there and raise Wade, whose original name was Anthony. But Dad was 15 when Wade's mom got pregnant.
I taught them good morals. Their moms taught them good morals, and I don't know where that comes from, man. I'm not that guy. I'm not aggressive like that with women. I'm not. I don't do that. So I don't know. I don't know where that came from, man. I have dealt with a little guilt behind this, and I know it's stupid, and I know that it's not my fault.
And y'all, just so you know, he is shaking a little, like you can see him bouncing around. Just remember, he's on 1.5 speed, so if I was to put it back on normal, let's see, you'll see he's just barely moving.
I think it's normal, man. Everyone would feel a little bit of guilt if they got a heart.
He's just kind of shaking.
My guilt comes from he was in Tallahassee, man. He wasn't doing good. He said he wanted to straighten up. He said he wanted to get clean.
Okay, so it's like he's bouncing his leg, but on 1.5, he looks like a little meth head.
He wanted to come down here with me and work, and I said to him, listen, you can't come down here and work with me like this. I said, you need to get some help, man. I said, I'll set it up for you. I'll take care of everything. And I didn't think he would go, but he went. Mm-hmm. And I put him on a bus from Tallahassee to Palm Beach. And he stayed a couple weeks in the facility and met up with somebody and left, and my guilt has always been, maybe if I hadn't sent him down to South Florida, heading down to Palm Beach and the Keys and all that, it was wide open for him.
Yeah.
I thought he had a good setup, he was working, and the problem was he just couldn't stop. He couldn't stop getting high. He couldn't stop the drinking. He doesn't have a license. So, he's driving all over the Keys, getting pulled over, getting arrested, going to jail. I heard this theory that said, when he was down in the Keys, it was a whole international drug ring. And
oh yeah, I remember hearing about this.
Human trafficking and this and that. And he was brought down for security. Listen, do you really think a big organization like that is going to hire a convicted felon with no license to be their driver and their security?
Yeah.
No, they're not doing that.
Well,
I mean, it's common sense thinking,
And there's a lot of things that I've said to myself, man, he is just making stuff up, And when I've realized that, then I realized, like we were talking about earlier, anything could be possible. And the way these individuals died, how it all happened, everything could just be a bullshit paint job, with a little bit of truth in it. If I were to bet it, I'd bet my whole house on it,
100%. And you know how it goes. When people first get arrested and they're coming off that dope or whatever they're doing, that's when they're more authentic. They're making those phone calls and they're apologizing and they're telling the truth. It's when they've sobered up and they've had time to think about and process what they've done and what they're facing. That's when the stories start. That's when, I need to make that. I'm innocent. And these stories are created and these people run with these stories.
Yeah.
It's madness.
I mean, I've played with it too, Richard Henley. I wouldn't say I would say we were on the verge, but we stopped ourselves before we got addicted to that. So I get it.
To me.
Yeah.
The irony of it is he's still pulling the strings from a jail cell,
Yep.
He's got, it's just crazy. I was looking at these accounts, raising money and stuff.
All right, here he goes. He's about to talk about the hose.
And I may have missed it, but I went down the list of all these people that have donated. And hey, what you do with your money, it's your money. I don't care what you donate your money to, but it's just all women. It's all women. And if you really
that's kind of scary, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, really sit back and think about if you go down the donation list, it's all women.
Yeah.
So think about that. I mean, he's pulling y'all strings from a jail cell, And he's a good looking kid. Man, he's a man. And he knows it. He knows he's a good.
I think that's a bulk. If he was ass ugly, man, I don't think it would be going down like that. Trust me.
There was.
I do have something I got to ask you, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, how the hell did he get that nice blue suit in the courtroom? Who got him that suit, man?
All right, this is simple. There's when he was in Palm Beach, he met a guy. It's a Christian guy, I think. Him and his wife. They have like an outreach, to help young people on the streets and young drug addicts and stuff like that. And he befriended this guy, and this guy went to Goodwill prior to the trial starting and matched up all the suits and
he got that snazzy thing from the Goodwill.
Yeah. He said he went to Goodwill and got him.
I thought someone important got them threads dug up for.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they even let him in there with something that flashy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No,
I wonder did the guy know what he was going to court for?
Yeah.
Somebody on my last live about this, about the hybristophilia. I can't say it, but where they have where people have an attraction to criminals. Somebody had said that it's his presence, that he studied how to walk in and get the attention and seem dominant and, have that control. And I think that's 100% true. Like having those suits on, the way he walked in those suits, shit, had me goo for Gaga at first before I knew all this about him.
Yeah. He knew the situation. I think he's still in touch with
Oh, man. Yeah. He knew he had it dressed in press.
We love Goodwill.
Press for that, huh? That's crazy, man. But the ladies might see him in that sharp suit.
You are lucky, little Irish girl.
And not to mention a lot of girls too. They're trying to get a payday too.
Yeah, I saw something earlier where
Hey Aries, glad to see you, love.
Mentioned thankfully he's been able to be in touch with his family again.
Oh yeah,
and I can assure you he has not reached out to anybody.
See,
his adoptive parents, anybody. So
not even
No, nobody. Because I hate to say this, but he doesn't need anybody right now. His commissary's fat. He's got an army of wives, I think they call themselves.
My God, man.
And that's all he's ever wanted. Take care of me in jail, take care of me on the streets, take care of me. And as his dad, I hate that side of him. It's so much easier to be genuine and honest and not use people. And I hate that for him. I hate that at his age that he still does that. But he knows he's a good looking man, and that's his MO.
Yeah.
So are you, Daddy. So are you.
I just sounds like, man.
Yeah. And I just, I wish I had more time to try to help him through some of those issues and turn him around, but there's just no going back from that.
It is hard to be clean. It's hard to get clean, but it's harder to stay clean.
An old saying, I've thought about it today. It says, I brought you into this world and I'll take you out of it. Mm-hmm. And I know what it implies, but I don't mean it that way. I mean the free world. I felt like as his dad, with what he did, it was my responsibility to not have another family go through that, and it was hard for me to do that. But in my heart, I knew that was the right choice.
That's true, though. I brought you in. I can take your ass right back out. And Daddy did that.
So I don't regret it.
Yeah. I mean, do you think, was there any point before?
Congrats to everybody on their sobriety. Absolutely.
He stopped talking to you, that you had wind that he might be really angry at y'all?
I asked him,
and Katie,
when we were visiting.
That's what we've been talking about. It's called hybristophilia. Right here, I have it on the bottom of the screen above the scrolling banner. Hybristophilia is the sexual interest in or attraction to people who have committed crimes. This happens a lot, and it happens for women too with men. It's not just a woman thing; it's both.
And
it's a problem.
He said, "I'm not mad at you. I know you did what you had to do. So I know that was the genuine Wade in that visitation. So I kind of hold on to that because we haven't spoke. The last time we spoke, we got into it on the phone because he was reaching out to the media, trying to do these interviews from jail, and claiming I'm set up, I didn't do it.
Yeah, I seen some of those.
Yeah, he called me after that, and I said, "Son, what are you doing, man?" I said, "Listen, I know what you're trying to do, but the way it comes off
I love the puppy on your picture.
It just, you sound so phony. You know, you sound fake. You're stumbling over your words. You're kind of making stuff up as you go. And I said, it's not being received well. You know, I had told him, I said, you know, don't talk to the media. You know, I know they have a job to do and I respect their job, but, you know, when you're trying to fumble over your words and kind of make stuff up on the fly, it comes off bad, you know, and that was my point, you know, to telling him that, you know, you don't need
all that stuff might be brought up and looked at during his full sentencing as well, you know, so
exactly.
Judges might see this stuff and see right through the evilness and like, this guy's got to go. You know? Florida's good.
Richard, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, man, there definitely are. But this is
I'm so proud of you too, though.
Another thing, you know, if he ever hits any other prisons, if he don't stay, do you know if he's what kind of living conditions he's in? 23-1, I'm guessing.
Yeah. He's
oh my God, Golden Girls. I hope not. Watch, Wade will be the most common baby name 2025. These hoes gonna be using their imagination.
Him and a cellmate that he had a few years ago, they tried to escape out of the jail.
Yeah, I read about
Thank you for letting me know. Listen, I love when y'all are just listening in the bushes. I love when you tell me you're listening in the bushes because I do the same thing on all the streams I go and visit. When I'm driving, I'm like, I'm here, but I'm driving. Hey, everybody.
Out of the window. So I think since then he's been locked down.
Yeah, no, especially with the popularity of the case too now. Probably gonna keep him in there because if he ever hits the main line, man, some people might have something in store for him, you know?
Yeah. And the other thing I feel like I have to defend in a way is all these swastikas and all that.
Yeah.
That's not who he is. You know, he at all. That's not who he is. That's all for show. That's his defense mechanism, you know, because like I said before, when he was in prison, I think he spent more time in protective custody than he did on the yard. So I think that's all just trying to look big and bad, you know. I just wanted to say, you know, I haven't spoke to anybody about this, you know. I've had reporters, I get so many messages, and that's just not my thing, you know. I didn't have to be in this situation, but from the start, you know, I respected your take on everything.
Southern gal still in the bushes listening.
Because, you know, you understand the situation, and you've been vocal on that, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have had my back, but a lot of people have condemned me.
I know, Aries. It
what
gets
I think
hard,
doing the right thing.
Yeah.
You know, and it was hard, but I did it because I knew I needed to.
I mean, he even said it to you, man. I was going to do it again. You know, I mean, that should solidify any kind of thought process like that for you, at least. But
well, maybe all these online detectives, maybe they can figure out a way to get a copy of that visit video, and you know,
I would love to get a copy of that visit video. I don't even know how to FOIA shit. I need to get in touch with Tanya. Titanium Bill, if you listen to this on replay, girl, I'm gonna need you to reach out or do you have an email in your description? Because I need to know how to FOIA shit. I know Deets knows how to FOIA shit, but she's just been so busy with moving and all that. I don't want to bug her with it. I would love to get that visitation video.
I guess at that point they'll figure out a way to.
Oh, little Irish girl. Little Irish girl gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, love. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. Let's see who got them. Will it tell me? If it catches up, yeah, it will. Okay. Golden Girls got a membership. 10. Katie. Tara Boom. Hey, girl. And Angela Luster. Y'all make sure to thank Little Irish Girl for your memberships, and welcome to the Hippie Hut. I appreciate y'all being here.
Welcome to the Hippie Hut, man. Let's vibe.
We just trying to vibe and do whatever the fuck we want to over here. That's what we're doing.
Something, but
yeah, they always will. You know, they always will. That's how it goes. You know, but sad what he did, and my condolences go out to the family members once again. They had to go through any family member. Even the Foster family, they raised them, so I'm sure they felt a lot like it was their own, you know.
And you know what else, man, that I don't think people really get.
I wish he'd go away.
But you know, when you put all this misinformation.
Yes, Aries, I wish he would go away. He's got all my sock accounts blocked now. It's like I can't talk shit. Open the phone lines, T-Rev.
And you're posting all the same old pictures and the same old stupid stuff. you need to think about these two women's families.
No, you never left.
You need
You've
to
been
think
in the bushes listening. You just let me know that you in the bushes. I appreciate that.
about, their children, man. It's not just Wade that's going through something. It's not,
Oh, you know
they
how
have to watch this if they
look. I'm gonna reach out to you.
choose to.
Yeah.
And they know what it feels like to go through what they went through. And I can assure you, it was horrific to both of these women.
Yeah.
And it was unnecessary. But before you say things and post things, you really should sit back and think about these people whose lives forever are changed.
Oh shit!
Because of something that should have been.
Yep, you do FOIAs too, girl.
Avoidable.
I need it. I've tried it before, but I don't think I'm doing something right. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then you got these professionals out here that know every single step of the way on the FOIAs, like Plunder. She is like her and what's his name? The Docket and Gray Hughes. They're like a little 3-member team and they just fucking do the damn thing. Allie, I think Melissa Jade, Jen Lou, they all FOIA'd the Letitia stuff. Like, girl needs to get with the program. But there's only been a few things I've ever wanted to FOIA, but this would be one of them.
So
it is what it is.
I appreciate you.
Yep, I appreciate you as well, my friend. And how are you?
I want to FOIA the visitation that Dad had with Wade and where he convinced him to be honest.
Feel if they say death.
I don't even know, man. I don't even know because I think I'm torn with that because I've always been.
FOIA is the Freedom of Information Act. It's where you can reach out and get like files, and I mean you can get everything with FOIA. You reach out and you get files on a case pertaining to like evidence, warrants, everything. Videos, body cam footage. You can FOIA for just about any of that. It's just reaching out and getting the information. Sometimes you got to pay for it. I think most times you got to pay for it.
I've seen it differently. I get a lot of people, that no death penalty about, and I get it. I respect your opinion, but I personally have lived with some of the worst monsters, and I've seen their behavior, and so I have a different outlook on certain things. There's a limit to people's grace.
Oh, is it?
When it comes to certain crimes?
Yeah, that's right.
But I do feel when
that's right because we're wanting. Is it Al Stock? Isn't it Al Stock that's trying to get something passed to where in Colorado you can't access minors' autopsy photos because of like the whole Zav girl thing.
When you do something so just brutal, I don't know. There's no rehabilitation in prison. Just like it's just no different than an animal shelter. They let you out a little bit, throw you some food, throw you some water.
I'm grounded. Kaden, come get her hot spot.
Whatever.
He would
there's no rehabilitation. So I'm torn with that because I know in his heart, he doesn't want to be in general population for the rest of his life. I know he wants that security. And I know that, being on death row, isolated, I think a part of him really knows that he has to have that because with everything he's put all over himself and with the things he's done and some of his life choices, he knows he can't freely walk a prison yard.
So he wants to stay in lockdown. Then if he gets the death penalty, he'll get locked down. He'll get 23-1 and won't have any like access to other inmates. So maybe we do want him to not get the death penalty. Maybe he needs to be in Gen Pop to get that ass whooped a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
It's just not going to happen. So, I don't know. When that day comes, that's something I'll have to live with the rest of my life.
I know I've seen that. I know a lot of people are torn about it, but I don't have a problem with it. The Betty body cam, bro, it's public information. it's crazy.
My child possibly getting executed. So, I haven't even dove deep on that one yet.
Yeah, I can only imagine, man. Because, even though you did connect with him, I'm guessing he's still kind of like a little bit of a stranger to you in a sense, huh?
Yeah, a lot of things, yeah. And I'm the type of person, man, I'm a fixer, I want to, people that know me know I'm going to help you. I'm there, anything. But I don't know, this one got me. I wasn't expecting it. So I don't know.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. It just shit into the stick. You got to play your cards how they're dealt. That's all you can do about it, man. Is there any kind of advice that you could give to any parents out there that might be dealing with a violent kid or anything, anything that might come across your mind?
I mean, the only thing I can say is, do what's right. Do everything in your power to help them, get through it. Push them. Sometimes tough love is the best, but I pray nobody is in this situation as a parent.
I want to do 60 days in, but my community doesn't believe in me, and neither does Tony.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, if you know that you've done everything in your power for that child and they still choose to make certain choices, it hurts. You can't, you wish you could fix it.
Sentencing on the 26th. Is it on the 26th?
You have to do what's right, and you have to think about other people and they're suffering.
Yeah.
And it's hard when it's at the hands.
I want to. I could be a boss bitch in jail, I think.
Of a life you created. It's hard.
Yeah.
How about not and say you did? Y'all are so rude. How rude. Let me go here. Y'all are oh, haters. I think I could do it. Don't you get like a lot of money at the end? No, Big Suge will be boss mama. I can't unsee it either. And you know what? Can you do shorts from there? No. Oh, I think I could do it. Y'all some hating assholes. All right, that's the live. Thank y'all for being here. Replay gang, let me know. Let me know how you feel about Wade. Also let me know how you feel about these two good-looking men's that we just had on the screen. Also make sure you hit the like or the dislike on your way out. And there was something else I was going to tell y'all. I don't know. I'm gonna keep an eye on these calls and we'll come back and do another one. But because we had such two good looking men's on the screen at the end, we're gonna go out with another video. Thank y'all for being here. I love you. I hope y'all have a great rest of your Saturday. I might see you tonight. Y'all know shit happens on weekends, but if not, I'll probably see y'all tomorrow. All right, catch you on the flip side. Bye.
We all swim